Okay. DJ Orawan, Koh Phangan, thank you for joining us.
Hello. Hi, Phangan.
When did you last come to Koh Phangan?
Oh, last went to Phangan was in January. I took Sub-Zero and Chapati and Skippity to play in 2 gigs in Koh Phangan, like at sunrise for the full moon party. Yes.
I remember them coming. I didn't go, but I do remember them coming. So is that, as well as being a DJ, just quickly, is that something else you do? Do you book acts?
I actually work full time. I work in marketing field. DJ is pretty much my like hobbies, passion, and I do events like Bass Clef in Bangkok as well. That's my night. That's one of my biggest passion as well. But yes, I a full-time mom and full-time working.
Yeah, your son looks adorable.
Thank you.
So let's start a little bit at the beginning. So tell us about how you got into the drum and bass scene.
Well, the first time I've heard of drum and bass was in Sunrise Bar in Koh Phangan. This was back in maybe 1999, 2000. I went there for the first time, and then it was like jungle playing from DJ Kang and DJ Sid, who's run the Sunrise Bar nowadays. Yeah, they pretty much got me into drum and bass.
So it actually started on Koh Phangan, where I am.
Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's
and then
great.
Back then I knew that I really wanted to be a DJ. After I've heard them.
What was it about? Drum and bass is still underground, especially, all over the world, it's still always going to be the underdog of dance music, I think. Yes. So what is it about drum and bass that drew you in?
It's just the beats, different beats. Especially when it was jungle, the beats is so different. It's not 4/4 beats. And the energy, I think it was the energy that really got me hooked. Because I've never been to any rave and have a lot of energy like drum and bass before. And it's just it's hard to dance. I think if you either love it or hate it. People who love drum and bass will just be loyal to drum and bass. But for the one that don't like, because it's really hard to dance, I think.
Yeah, it's true, yeah. So how did you learn to mix? Did you go straight to CDJs or did you learn to mix vinyl first?
No, I went to New Zealand, so I got my first record back in 2004. I was working and then save up for buying vinyl, so I was studying. So I worked for part-time and then just all my working money is pretty much I bought vinyls. So I taught myself how to mix on vinyls, and I've played vinyls for quite some time until I had to give up to play on Serato. But now I'm using CDJ, so much easier. But I do prefer vinyls. If I have a chance, I would play vinyls, but it's quite convenient to just travel with two USB nowadays. Back in the day, I had to carry vinyls back to Koh Phangan, and when I was living in New Zealand, I went on tour, and it was just imagine it's 20 kg, and I'm really tiny girl.
Yeah.
That's where I got my muscle from, carrying vinyls.
So you said you toured New Zealand. So how was it as a Thai female drum and bass MC? How was the tour? Did it give you the inspiration and lift you needed? And how did the audience receive you there?
Being an Asian female definitely get attention. So I was really fortunate that there was a club, one of the biggest clubs in Auckland called Full Bar. So I went and had a chat with the owner, and his girlfriend back then was Thai too. So that's why I'm oh, are you Thai? Then they just welcomed me straight away. So I promoted a night there for maybe 4 years, and one of the biggest hip hop New Zealand artists called King Kapisi, he came to one of my nights and then saw me, and then he invited me to go on tour in New Zealand for on his album release. So that that was the best experience.
And there's a big drum and bass scene there, right?
Very big, yes. The music scene over there is really healthy. There's like from dub, like really beautiful dub, like to drum and bass. Still big, still drum and bass, still big now too in New Zealand.
Yeah. So let's talk about your night, Bass Clef in Bangkok. Where do you do this night?
We used to have it at Safe Room, but now we moved it to another club called Penta. It's a hip hop club, and it's catered to maybe like mostly Thai locals, and they have the 3rd floor, which really, I think it's have that industrial look. And we had Bass Clef there the first time last Friday, and it went really well. So we're probably gonna work with them for our future events.
Is it good to be able to play out again after, I'm taking it you probably didn't DJ for the COVID lockdown?
Sorry, say it again.
I take it you probably didn't go out and play when the virus came, when we were all locked down. Is it good to be able to go out and play music again?
Yes, definitely. I just really miss the energy when you DJ and the crowd just really going for it. Really miss that. So to be able to just have Bass Clef back, and then hanging out with all the DJ friends, it's been really fun. Yeah, and everyone just loved getting back on the decks. Definitely, yes.
And how is like the bass music scene in Bangkok? Is like, because on Koh Phangan in particular, this like small island, it is still like techno and house and melodic tech that rules the dance floors, and then there's some small drum and bass and hip hop events. Is it the same in Bangkok, or is there more eclectic taste of music there, would you say?
It's pretty much the same. Techno and hip hop's really big here. Drum and bass really still small, and the bass music, the sound system music culture still very small. So every promoter tries to help each other. So when we do our night, we just help each other promote, and we invite each other to play on our night. So that's really helped keeping the consistency of underground music.
Yeah, it's nice to be part of like a niche underground scene though, isn't it? It's like a family. Yeah,
definitely. And also because of, I think our crowd, we rely on tourists, so we generally had like 50% tourists or 60% tourists, but now because of like COVID, so we just have to change strategy a bit and try to work harder to just get expat or local to come.
Yeah. And what's your hopes with your DJ career and your music for like the next couple of years? Is there anything you want to achieve or learn?
I would love, that's like my goal, to just maybe have a Bass Clef kind of mini festival, or maybe it doesn't have to be Bass Clef, but maybe a mini festival that have all of the like bass music culture, including drum and bass, dubstep, UK garage, that type of music. So I really want to maybe have a mini festival. Like when I say mini festival, maybe just 1,000 people would be nice, not 2,000-3,000 people, because it's quite niche market. That would be my goal, which I would love to work towards that. And also another goal is go to the UK and play a few gigs in the UK, which I was supposed to do that this September, but because of COVID, obviously everything get cancelled. So I'm aiming to do that again next year.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be well received, definitely. We interviewed, have you heard of What That Frog, the guy who does the scratching?
Yes, I know him. Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about like the kind of hip hop scene is a bit connected to the drum and bass scene, you know. So yeah, it's really interesting. And when do you think you'll come back to Koh Phangan?
I'm actually going back to Koh Samui, so I'm going to play in Koh Samui on the 1st of October because they are doing a drum and bass full moon night at this bar called Lost, which is a new beach bar.
Yeah.
I've never been there before, but my friend Simon, who owns it, he hosts a drum and bass night, and he sent me a video, and it looks like they had a good crowd.
It looks beautiful, actually. I've seen it. Yeah. So that's So if anyone's watching and they want a bit of drum and bass, that will be on the 1st of October at Lost on Koh Samui, right?
Yes, that's right. And it will be me, and then a couple of DJ and MC from Koh Samui as well. Yeah.
Okay, great. Anything else? How can people follow you on social media and support and hear your music?
Sure. You can follow Bass Clef on our IG is at Bass Clef BKK, and Facebook is the same, Bass Clef. Just search Bass Clef, and for my personal page, just DJ Orawan for both Instagram and Facebook. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, and I really hope to go back to Koh Phangan soon.
We hope so too. Thank you, Orawan.
Yes. Thank you. Have a lovely day.